Hello, back again. Dr. Doom, Reverend Richard Von Doom. Yes, the Doommonger's back. Jesus Christ, it's busy today on the planes. It's been busy at the weekend, but fuck me. Excuse my language. Jesus H. Christ. Jesus Jones. It's been very busy today with these things. There's been dozens. Honestly, dozens. And I'm not lying. I've taken screenshots this morning and this afternoon, just to give you an idea of. I mean, these are C-130s. No, C-17. Sorry, these are transport planes. These basically carry either about 150 troops with all the backpacks and all the equipment, and you can fit 2 or 3 tanks in there, or Humvees, rockets, munitions, whatever you want. But these are massive. These are fucking huge. I've seen one in real life. They are big. Anyway, that's that one there. That's. Is it going to come across me? I mean, I'm about here, give or take. But the flight path usually it's either just above me or just below me. But anyway, it's just an update of all of these, which, I mean, there's one there, and as you can see, that's I'll have to scroll. It's Ramstein. Ramstein is the key. Ramstein, Fairford in Britain, which is somewhere around there's Oxford. Who are you? What you? That's one of ours. That's a UK one. That's Royal Air Force, and that is another one. Where you been? Where the fuck have you been? Jesus Christ. Doing lots of. There's another one. I'll have to check their flight paths. Anyway, I'll get onto the airplanes in a minute because they're, like I say, it's been so fucking busy. Right, strike carrier groups. These are the ones which have about, 15, 16 ships, from destroyers to aircraft carriers to submarines. It's a group. Now, first one, that one there, it's based in the Arabian Sea, which is here. Now, my best guess, it's probably parked off somewhere near Oman. And that's always there. That's always based in the Arabian Sea. This one here. Now, this one is actually based in the Med. It's patrolling the Med all the time, but it has been, like I say, where are we? Just there. The port of Split in Croatia, which is somewhere around here. There. It's been in dock, basically for resupplying, by the looks of things. Now, it says there, after a 9-month deployment in the Mediterranean, and is in transit and has been relieved by the George Bush. So, it's left Split, and it actually went through the Suez Canal. So it's now no longer patrolling the Mediterranean Sea. It's gone through the Suez Canal. So it's obviously en route to the Arabian Sea. That's going to take 3 to 5 days to get there. And this one here, which is basically relieved that one. So the George H. Bush, that left Norfolk on the 31st of March. Norfolk in the US, not Norfolk, Britain, is underway to the Middle East. Now that is basically relieving that in the Mediterranean. So what's going to happen is you'll have an aircraft carrier group, probably based just off Israel. That will reach Iran with cruise missiles and the likes. And the other two, one which is obviously based in this area here, and one which is on the way. So you'll have 2 strike carrier groups in the Arabian Sea. Now that's just a data point, because 3 strike carrier groups, 3 aircraft carriers, with all the F-35s and all the missiles and all the cruise missiles and everything which goes with it, they only used one strike carrier group for the Iraq. war. But anyway, yeah. So that's the shipping, and 3 of these is kind of worrying. 3 of these is basically, I don't know whether it's just flexing to say, come on Iran, strike a deal, or we're coming, or they're just thinking, fuck it, let's just go for it. Do you know what I mean? So it's in the air at the minute, but the problem I've got is all of these military transportation planes. This ceasefire is basically rearm, reload, resupply. That's all it is. Let me just bring, these are the screenshots which I took earlier. Now this here, that's today's date. Obviously that's the time, UK time, 7 p.m. Now this was this morning, at 10:30 this morning. Right, that one just there. That's a C-17. That was over Bucharest, so Hungary. That was basically over Hungary. The next one. This one just here. That one's on its way from Bitburg, which is Germany. This one's on its way to the region. I followed that. It took a few hours to get there. That landed in Tel Aviv. And that one is above Romania. This one just here. I think this is above the Czech Republic. That one came back from Tel Aviv, and that's obviously on its way back to either Ramstein or Fairford, UK. This one just here. Another one. Above Czech Republic. So that's on its way to there. Sometimes you get the information of where it's taken off. Sometimes you don't. You just have to follow the tracers. But there's another one. Right, Nuremberg. Right, so that's Germany. Another US Air Force. That's this symbol here. That symbol just there. That's US Air Force. This one here, Duke 97. That took off from Prague. Now, these are small private jets, so these will be the generals and upper echelons of the army and navy, Air Force, whatever. The admirals, basically, they get the plush treatment, don't they? So they'll be having meetings and things like that. This one here, where are we? Kaiserslautern. That sounds Germany. So yeah, yeah. There's Luxembourg. So Ramstein is a bit further down. Now that Dover, that's America. That's on its way to Ramstein to drop off the supplies. Britain, Royal Air Force, Brize Norton. Now this was heading west. I followed that into about 200 miles off the coast of Britain, and it was still heading west. So that's going to America, and that's one of ours. So we're obviously picking up something from America. I can't see why that was going to America. And there's actually another one, which is there, another one of ours. So when they say we're not involved, yeah, of course we're involved. We're involved. Don't you worry about that, my duck. We're involved. Same again. That one, I followed that to 200-300 miles west off the coast of Britain. That's heading to America. One of ours, right, that's a sub-hunter looking for Russian submarines in the area. That's out there most days. I'm not too worried about that. I don't really care about that. And obviously, the Typhoon fighter jets. These are always patrolling the North Sea. That's Norfolk there. Sorry, that's Lincolnshire. That's Norfolk. There's Lincoln. I'm about up here. What have we got here? This one here. That one's come from Fayetteville. I'll call it Fayetteville, America. Another C-17 on its way. And that was over Britain. That's going to be, well, that did cross my flight path earlier. Like I say, I'm about there. Where are we? This one here. Now that one again was heading to. That one's heading towards America, or was. It should be there by now. Should be. I've not looked for it this evening. So that's another one of ours going to America. Now, we don't send military planes to America. We really don't. We've got no need. Usually it's the other way round. They use our bases over here. This one is the Kuwaiti. Look, Kuwait Air Force. Look at that. And that took off from Glasgow Prestwick Airport. Now, what is Kuwaiti Air Force doing in Britain heading over to America? And that's a transport plane. That's another transport plane. And that's from Kuwait. This one. Where are we? I think we're back to... Yeah, we're back to square one. Right. So that was this morning, 10:30. Yep, these are all from 10:30 this morning. Right, where are we? We'll just bring up... Because I did a few this afternoon at pretty much 4 p.m. UK time. Another C-17 on its way from Bangor in America. Now that will probably be going to Ramstein. Two of our patrollers. That one just there. Excuse me. That one's come back from Ramstein. And that's on its way back to America to reload. And like I say, last week or the week before, when I first noticed all these, they've just been going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. All of these C-17s are just going back and forth. Now, Kaiserslautern, that sounds German. Yeah, so, we've got this one here, Moose. That one came from Tel Aviv, and more than likely, it'll probably be going back to Ramstein. Now, there's actually two or three here. There's Moose 79, Herky 41, and that one just there. Yeah, Hercules 43, MS 44, 41, Moose. So, like I say, they're all going into Ramstein, and they're all coming either from Tel Aviv, Bahrain, United Arab Emirates, and either going to Ramstein or Fairford in the UK, or they're coming from Ramstein and going back to America to reload. You can see where I'm going with this. Like I say, there's a few there. That one there, that's a C-130. That's for it does carry a lot, but it's because it's propeller. It's a bit more efficient on landing spaces. So it can take off and land on a fucking football field, you know what I mean? It doesn't need a runway. Anyway, let me go back. Where are we here? This one here. That one's come from Ramstein. That was over Hungary, just there. And that's obviously on its way. I mean, if I just bring up a picture. Now, Ramstein is around about here. It's somewhere around there, Ramstein Airport. And the flight path is basically, it goes across here, across Austria, down from Hungary, and across Serbia, or it goes a bit further there, Slovakia, and comes down over Romania, Bulgaria, because this is a flight road, if you would, flight path, and comes down that way. So that's them ones. Let me just... So where are we? That one's that one. Where are we here? That's above Romania, like I say. Hold up. There, yeah. So that one's above Romania, which is just here, like I say, across Hungary, across Romania, and then down through Bulgaria. Another one, like I say, Tel Aviv, and this one is, where are we here? I don't know what country that is. That looks like Czech Republic, so that will be on its way back. Yeah. Basically to Ramstein. Oh dear, another one. That one's on its way, so that's above Czech Republic, probably come from Ramstein, on its way to the area. This one here, where are we? That's Nuremberg. That's a private jet. Again, US Air Force. So that will be the generals, the admirals, all the top echelons of the military, doing meetings, blah, 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 blah. Where we're going to attack, how we're going to attack, what time we're going to attack, so on and so forth. Just a minute. Have I got the right one here? Ah, yeah, time. This one. Luftwaffe. That's the German Air Force. This one just here. That's just taken off from Jordan at 4 o'clock. Now, why is Germany? And that's a C-17 transport plane. Why is I thought Germany wasn't involved. Thought it wasn't their war. You know what I mean? When the politicians are speaking, think the opposite, because the opposite is happening. So the German Luftwaffe, I thought we defeated them. I thought we defeated them nearly 100 years ago. Anyway, but that's the German Air Force C-17 transport plane, and that's from Amman, and I think that's Jordan, Amman. Right, this one that's Dubai, so this will be United Arab Emirates, and that's just taken off. Can you see what I mean? The United Arab Emirates, let's go there. So there's Abu Dhabi and Dubai. So obviously there's Dubai, and it's obviously somewhere taken off from there, but you can see where they're going to, where they're coming from. Oh, it's not calming down. It really isn't. Where are we here? That one just there. That one was just about to take off from Abu Dhabi. So that's another one. I think that's it for... Yes. So I've gone round in circles there. So as you can see, there's a fuck ton of transport planes bring in shit. So I hate to say this, but I think the war's going to be back on very soon. This peace deal, I don't think there's going to be a peace deal. I don't think there's even... Whether there's even going to be peace talks, because obviously Pakistan and Oman acting as mediators. But with the rhetoric which has been going on, I don't know. And the White House has basically turned into one big Wall Street trading desk. So what they say, and then Iran comes out 6 hours later and says, no. I'm sure they're probably in coordination to say, yeah, we'll say this and you say that and we'll both make a profit. It fucking wouldn't surprise me. But this ceasefire is not going to last. I'm afraid to say. From what I'm seeing, from all the pieces of the puzzle, this is not calming down. Do you know what? I've got a feeling. It kind of reminds me of the Iraq War in, I think it was 2003. There was lots of rhetoric, and we didn't have the internet and, flight radars per se back then. I mean, we had the internet, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't what it is now. We didn't have tracking things. We had to rely on word of mouth, and people taking actual physical photos of strike carrier groups and military planes, taking videos on old camcorders, not on your phone because they wasn't available then, but they were taking camcorder videos. I live near an airbase, and 14 of these big things have just flown over me, And there's all this talk about going to war over Saddam Hussein, and it was a build-up. You've seen all these pieces of a puzzle coming together, and then all of a sudden, we woke up one morning, and Baghdad was basically alight. You saw all the missiles, all the green streaks, and it just all come together, and boom, all at once, bosh, it went. And you know what I mean? And that was the build-up to the Iraq War, and obviously Iraq fell, per se, but it was left in a fucking... yeah. We do what we normally do in the West. We go in, we invade, take what we want, and it's now a failed state. So is Syria, so is Libya, so is Sudan, where else did we go? So is Afghanistan. They're all failed states. They're all bandit country, lawless. I mean, I'm worried. I am kind of worried. Not a lot worries me, but this one big thing as well. The Russians have been escorting ships with their military with no problem. That's been all right. But the Chinese have decided to send their warships to basically help get their goods through the Gulf. That Gulf there. So the last thing we need is a confrontation, standoff between China and America. I mean, that would be fucking catastrophic. But I'm not even going down that far. We've not even got there yet. But Bitcoin, what are you doing? Oh, it's bouncing. I took half profit on the short there. I'm glad I did now. I've still got my stop loss back at entry. I've left it at entry. 10x. Woo! 10x. Uncle Rich using 10x. 2.5k, 10x. Woof. But if there is another pump, I'll get back in. I've got short stacked, literally all the way up here. So if the shit does hit, I'm kind of hoping that it does. But I don't want war to bring on this dump, but I think it will. Now let me just get on to Brent. Let me just get on to oil. Now, obviously, this one is a bit weird at the minute, and it's market manipulation to its finest. You know what I mean? If I can't see it happening, but if things settle down and some form of agreement is made, then it's coming all the way back down. I'll be happy at that. I will be very happy at that. If it doesn't calm down. Now, there is... it's regained back up to 96. But I don't know. If it goes tits up, then it's going to 150. That's no shadow of a doubt. There's no question there. I mean, there's no indications. There's no patterns. I mean, there is kind of a bit of a wedge going on. It's not really. It's a bit messy, but a wedge usually will break out to the upside. But we need more data here. We need more days. But I don't think we've got days. I really don't. We may, days yes, but weeks no. We need a good few weeks of price activity to get some form of pattern coming. But like I say, if you see bombs start going, it's going up. There's no question. It's going to rise. Because Iran will just put a massive blockade on the Strait of Hormuz. Nobody will be getting in and out. And that will cause catastrophic. There's already a catastrophic failure of oil for the last month and a bit. 5 weeks, give or take. I don't know how long it's been shut now. About 4 weeks? 5 weeks? I don't know. So, that's the deal with oil. If we do calm down and listen to Uncle Rich, shut the fuck up, open the straight, shake hands, say you're sorry, life's all well. Life's good again. But if it doesn't, if missiles start raining down, if ground troops start going in, then yeah, we may even get, because this is basically a golden cross here, look, you know what I mean, we may even get to that 70, 80, 77, may even get a retest there before it goes. But I don't know, oil's a difficult one. It's easy after the event, but to predict it, because we've got all these old farts in suits in a room locked together. And the one big problem I've got is US generals. They are war hawks. They're not there for peace. They're there to make war. If in peacetime they don't really have anything to do, they've not got a job, and they won't get the extra 3-star general into a 4-star general, and a 4-star general into an admiral. Do you know what I mean? And they always want an extra star. It's an extra chevron. It's an extra penis. Look at how many penis I've got on my arm. Do you know what I mean? They'll be waving the dicks, and they'll be whispering into the president's ear and to the Secretary of Defence, and they'll be urging them on. Well, let's hit them here. Let's hit them there. So I don't trust the upper echelons of the US Army, Air Force or Navy, because they always want war. They don't want peace. They want war. They always want war, because they're not fighting. This 50, 60, 70 years old. They'll be in the private jets moving from here to there. They're not on the battlefield. They'll just be giving orders to filter down. But anyway, I'm rambling on. I've rambled on quite a bit. But I think these next 2 weeks are going to be vital. Absolutely vital. Because, like I say, the Strike Carrier Group, which is it the George Bush? That one's going to the Mediterranean. It's that one there. The one which departed Croatia from port because it was basically filling up, refueling, resupplies, food, munitions, everything. That one went through the Suez Canal, and it's en route to this area here. Once that's there, which will take 3 to 5 days, they're almost ready to go. So anyway, there's your Doctor Doom. Careful trading out there, because it could get a bit wild, could get volatile. But I've got my orders in. Let me just, because I've got me couple of purple boxes down here. This is yes, obviously the old expression. There's May. Sell in May, go away. Come back, St. Leger's Day. Now, St. Leger's Day, let me just get rid of that. There we go, St. Leger's Day 2026, because it does change from year to year. It's a racing day, horse racing. Where are we? How about that? One day after my birthday. One day after my birthday, but usually it's October, November. So it's September, October, November. It's one of those. And how about that? Let me just go to the weekly a bit. Squench it down. Where are we? I mean, we've all been saying September, October, November, which is, let me just get rid of that. I don't need that. Which I've always said that's been my buyback zone. This area here, as in time-wise, suits the 4-year cycle, and this is why I've got it marked out. And anywhere around here is a buyback zone. So yeah, sell in May, go away, come back on St. Leger's Day, because war's on the way. And with that, I'll leave you with it. Fuck me, Jesus Christ. Oh, I hope it settles down, because this is more than just buying the dip. This is a massive economical disaster waiting to happen if it does go down. So, yeah. Anyway, enjoy your evening, and if you're in the area, get the fuck out. If you're in Dubai, if you're in Abu Dhabi, don't be there. I fucking wouldn't. Oh dear. Anyway, I'm going. Got to go and shut the greenhouse. Put the heater on. Yeah, that'll do. I think. Yeah, that'll do me. Bye.